World Tennis brings us to some of the most luxurious cities and towns throughout the world. We're here in Naples Beach, Florida, just about 1 mile from the ocean. This place is gorgeous, and I have the great opportunity to hit with a local legend, one of my great friends, Ryan Sherry. He played top Division I tennis for the University of Florida. He also competed in the Junior US Open. Ryan's gonna show me a few things on the courts. Let's go check it out as we hit the green clay of Florida. Ryan has a very tough game. You know, he hits big time topspin. He has a really huge Western grip, kind of like myself. So we are going to be battling out here. You know, all of you know that clay court tennis is a battle of attrition. You have to be willing to fight longer than your opponent and really go the extra mile. It's not easy in the heat of Florida, but I do have a lot of experience down here playing in the juniors. Should be a lot of fun, and I know you're going to enjoy Ryan's game. You know you're one of my favorite players. You know, your topspin game. We met when we were young juniors at the Florida Open. Tell me about your career and really just some of your memories playing D1 tennis, the Junior US Open and everything.
Junior US Open was probably my #1 experience in my life. I had the opportunity to, you know, play and practice with all the pros, playing in the second week. Was fortunate enough to go to the University of Florida. Was on 4 top 10 teams. 1 team finished in the Final Four. We won 2 SEC titles. I was fortunate enough to be SEC MVP 1 year, even though I was the #6 player, which kind of says a lot about just how important every position is in tennis.
Heart and determination too. I mean, you know, some people said you couldn't do a lot of things, but you proved a lot of people wrong with your grit out there. Tell me how far that can go in tennis.
Well, I mean, tennis is one of the few sports where there's no time clock. You know, unlike basketball or football, where if you're down with 3 minutes to go, sometimes it's physically impossible to come back. With tennis, there's always a chance. You could be down a set in 5-0, and there's no time clock. You just got to keep on fighting and hope things go well. Sometimes it's a little bit of luck, sometimes just a little bit of hard work.
And you have a big-time Western grip. You know, you fight out there on the court. I joke around saying you're like Mooster and Felix Mantilla, so to speak. That wasn't always popular before Nadal. When we were young kids, people said, oh, you need to serve and volley, you need to hit flat, but now it's big time. What do you think about the topspin game and how that's growing?
The topspin game, it's really grown a lot. I mean, like I said, when we were growing up, there was always that prototypical forehand that every pro taught you how to play, and now, I mean, everybody's different. You know, you got to just find what's best for you and, you know, make it, perfect it for yourself.
How are you able to grind through Florida tennis? I mean, it's so deep here. Kids are coming from all over the world. You don't even know who you're playing against, and everyone's good. How are you able to get to the top of this state?
You know, like I said, great coaches. You know, very fortunate enough to have a very, you know, supporting family and a great training staff. You know, I trained with a group of 5 or 6 guys that all ended up playing Division I tennis, and even though we, you know, had fights, you know, consistently on the court, we pushed each other, and I think that's #1, just to kind of surround yourself around people that'll help push you to make a better player.
What do you think about the pro tennis world? I know you follow it. You think Djokovic is the #1 guy right now. Murray, what are you looking at?
You know, right now it's really hard to say. You know, there are times when I was all on the Djokovic bandwagon, and then of course it's kind of hard not to be on the Murray bandwagon. And with what, you know, Nadal's doing and Federer, and it's just all in all, I'm just happy to see a competitive race.
Well, Ryan Sherry, my good friend, we're going to
go
hit a few balls. You're going to watch us battling out here with the heavy topspin at the Arthur Allen Tennis Center in Naples. Check it out. Here with a legend of tennis, one of the staff members of the John McEnroe Tennis Academy at Randalls Island. And you guys have a lot of excitement going on here. You and John, quite possibly the best doubles team. You're spreading the knowledge, though. What's it like being part of the academy, and what are some of the benefits of the things going on here?
That's great. It's a wonderful environment, a lot of energy, a lot of really good playing kids. As well as a terrific staff. You know, we have so many people here who were professional players, who were great college players, and who love tennis. It's a nice place to be.
And John and Mark are both kind of looking for that top Michael Jordan athlete from the New York area, really from throughout the country, who can become a great tennis star. And that's through the John McEnroe Tennis Project, and then a chance to play at the academy here. So tell me about the athletes you're looking for, and how you're going to try to find the next great tennis player.
Well, I mean, John might tell you something differently. I think it's just a wonderful thing to be able to introduce the game, which is such a terrific game, to as many kids as possible. Now, if one of those kids, because it's just by, you know, the mathematics, you know, you'd think that one of those kids will be a great athlete, and so if they somehow learn the skills to become great players, that's icing on the cake.
And when you look at the kids' faces here and you see them improving, whether it's Noah Rubin, who could be the best player in America right now, a young player, or the young kids who are taking part in the project, the John McEnroe Tennis Project, what joy do you have seeing the looks on their faces improving as players?
Kids are terrific. You know, it really is fun to interact with them, because in fact, you know, I learn a lot. I learn a lot from them just on how to interact and how to be a better guy, you know, and so it's a gift to be around kids, really.
And Noah's really done well, as I mentioned. What's led to his success here? He didn't go down to Florida to train. He stayed in New York, where he's from. Why has he become such a good star?
I don't know. You know, I've only been around him for a year and a half or so, and he certainly appears to be a hard worker. He's got a gift for tennis, because he's very quick. He's a good athlete, good hand-eye coordination. So he's got a lot of the physical attributes required, you know, and it seems as though he's got some of the mental ones as well. But that we'll only see that over time.
And the French Open, really a great tournament, playing on clay. What are the secrets to winning the French? I know you've played that tournament before.
It's such a physical game on clay. You know, you have to be fit. You have to be able to run a long time. You have to be very flexible. Sliding is a huge part of the game. But mentally, you also have to be very disciplined. You've got to be willing to focus and concentrate for a long period of time. It's a tough game.
Do you think anyone can beat Nadal?
Well, I do. I think that Djokovic certainly has a chance to beat him. He nearly beat him last year. And there are probably a few guys like Wawrinka who, should things fall his way, might have a chance. And you never know. You know, we assume that everybody is going to be 100% strong, that they're going to be feeling great, but that's not always the case, and especially in a tournament like Paris, where you have to win 7 tough matches. You know, you can't assume that somebody's going to be 100% every day.
Well, a lot of wealth of knowledge here, and definitely a great coach. Peter Fleming, you can check him out at the John McEnroe Tennis Academy here in New York. Peter, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Harry Chickman with Peter Fleming. A lot more coming up on the broadcast here on Randalls Island. Well, this year on World Tennis Television, we're making an effort to promote doubles and help you better your games. Joan Norton from Joan Norton Independent Financial Advisor is here to get doubles in the house.
Yeah, we need to get doubles going, and here's some coaching tips. I know that it's going to help you.
Another beautiful day here in Naples at the Sanchez Casale Academy. I'm here with former world-ranked #1 player Emilio Sanchez, a legend, who's going to give us priceless doubles coaching tips.
So the next one will be about changing heights. We suggested change directions or change opponents. Now we have to change heights because you cannot let the opponent be used to play in the same place. So you always have to change in doubles because it's very little spaces, so we need to make him go down and make him go up. So use a lot the lob on the second shots.
Emilio Sanchez, once #1 in the world in doubles, so you want to try to go at the feet of your opponent, go up high, mix up the pace, mix up the slices, and that's your coaching tip of the day here in Naples. Now, it is all about having a good partner. Emilio will talk about that in a second, but also in business, tell me about having a good partner to do well.
Well, again, it's the same thing as in doubles. You have to find the right partner. And when you're doing financial planning and financial advice, you want to find the right team. And I suggest Joe Norton, Financial Services.
We say in tennis that if you play with good, you beat good. In this case, if you play with good, you do good. If you play with bad, you lose to bad. So we don't want to do that.
Exactly.
So what Emilio is saying also, if you have a good forehand, you take the forehand side. If you have a weak backhand, give it to your partner and good things will happen. Also, Joe Norton, independent financial advisor, has the answers there. And that's your doubles coaching tip in business and tennis from Naples and Sanchez Casal Academy. Another great year of world tennis thanks to Albrecht Automotive and George Albrecht Jr. We're here at Infinity of Norwood, one of my favorite spots for our commercials. So much going on, George. I mean, you invested nearly $25 million in renovations to help the community and also build jobs for people really throughout New England. Tell me about what's new here with Albrecht Automotive.
Okay, well, as you can see, we've completely renovated our Infinity showroom. We did the same with one of our Nissan stores, Marlboro Nissan, and we're about to embark on a huge project with our Toyota store in Woburn.
And also, it is all about the community and also the customer. You treat customers better than really anyone that I've ever seen, whether it's car sales or any type of sales. You have a rewards program as well. Tell me about that.
Okay, well, this is our 37th year of my family owning this business in Massachusetts. It's obviously grown over the years, and as a reward to our customers and for their loyalty, we have started this new rewards program. We've partnered with a lot of local merchants, many of whom you'd be very familiar with. And because you're a member of the Albrecht Auto family, you get to go to these merchants and they'll give you complimentary stuff or discounts, additional discounts. And when you spend money servicing your vehicle with us, we apportion some of that, and that can go towards your next purchase as well. So we absolutely want to reward our customers who have been with us.
Well, that is a great program, the rewards program with Albrecht Automotive. And once again, it is beautiful here at Infinity of Norwood. Definitely a nice renovation. There's some other new stuff going on as well. A new product line, I believe, or new names for some of the cars. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Well, Infinity has come out with their new core product is the Q50. It's a gorgeous car. Hopefully you'll get a chance to drive one here today. And they just did a fantastic job. Beautiful car, handles unbelievably well, and of course it's got the reliability and the performance that everyone has come to expect from Infinity automobiles.
Absolutely. Well, George Albrecht Jr., thank you so much for helping us make world tennis possible this year, and it's great to see you.
Thank you, Harry. Good to see you.
And be sure to check out albrechtauto.com for all the greatest deals throughout New England. I'm Harry Chickma, alongside my friend George Albrecht Jr. here on World Tennis. Great tennis here on Randalls Island at the John McEnroe Tennis Academy. Nathaniel Emge, the Assistant Academy Director for the John McEnroe Tennis Academy. Also a good friend of mine. We go back to the college tennis days, and you're doing something great here, helping players really reach their full potential in the Northeast. Tell me about what's going on at the Academy.
Right now we have our homeschool program going on 1 to 3, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then later today we'll have a program from 4 to 6 and then 6 to 8. You know, we're just trying to give these kids as much quality time on the tennis court as we can.
I just came back from Florida training with a few academy kids. They were very good, but the academy in New York is also special. Why should they stay here in New York and still go for the pros with this John McEnroe system?
We want our kids to feel like they can live at home and play just as quality as tennis as they could living away from home. We want them to feel that they can grow up in their backyard.
And John McEnroe, you called him Mr. New York, but he's also Mr. Tennis. How has he helped you as a coach, and also how can he help these kids at the academy?
Well, John has taught us, you know, really how he was brought up, how he played tennis, he played other sports. He didn't spend 8 hours a day on the tennis court. You know, we're trying to teach these kids to become a long-term professional, 2 or 3 hours max every day.
Well, Nathaniel, there's no question there's a lot going on. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you, Harry.
You heard it from Nathaniel Emge, a good friend and also a great coach here at the John McEnroe Tennis Academy on Randalls Island. Well, it's an honor right now to be with one of the premier young players from America, Noah Rubin, also a New Yorker, which is making everyone very proud throughout America. I'm Harry Chickma alongside Noah, and you're training at John McEnroe Tennis Academy. Tell me about the enjoyment you've had being here at home and training with the best.
I mean, it's been a great experience to be with all these unbelievable coaches and players, and just to really put my best foot forward each and every day. I've been very fortunate to have this staff, and just the people here are just really kind, and they're always supportive. So.
And not many people can come from the cold environments. James Blake did, Tim Mayotte did, but you're representing the Northeast region, which is pretty unique. I mean, what led to the decision to stay home?
I mean, I just wanted an equal part between a social life, family life, and also just a great tennis experience. And people have always said you can't come from an indoor tennis, and I'm trying to prove them wrong right now. So hopefully I'm on the right path for that.
And John's charisma definitely is pretty inspirational. How has that inspired you on the court to be one of the best?
I mean, when the 11-time Grand Slam champion gets out there, I mean, you really have to put it all out there. And he has a different perspective on tennis, and he's really been a great part in leading me to where I am today. So.
And the coaching staff's phenomenal here. I saw Lawrence really helping your game, and many hitting partners. You have clay and hard courts, indoor, outdoor. So what about the overall experience here at the academy?
I mean, they really try to have everything you need in order to have the greatest professional game. And my father comes here. I mean, it's a great commute for him, and then I have Lawrence, who's been a great help for about 9 years now. So it's just they have everything you need in order to become where you want to go in life as a tennis player. So. And
you're impressing me. You made the finals of a future. I mean, you're on the rise. There's no question about it. I mean, your ranking's on the rise in the world. So what's next for you?
Just continue to progress. I mean, possibly college, but for right now, a couple of junior Grand Slams and also a couple of challengers and pro tournaments like that. So we're trying to see where my game is and see how I contest against some of the better players in the world.
And you were out there by yourself in France. You were battling all by yourself. What was that experience like?
I mean, it was great. I mean, I felt like I had the support of a lot of guys over there. I mean, they always love seeing a newcomer, a nice American over there, a young kid. So I felt like they supported me, but it's also a different experience. I mean, tennis is a very individual sport. It's almost an island out there. So you have to be very individual and mature, and I felt like I did my part over there. So.
Noah Rubin, thanks for joining us here.
I appreciate it, sir.
Big product from the John McEnroe Tennis Academy in New York. I'm Harry Chickma alongside Noah Rubin.